I have to get back on track. Have you ever said those words? Have you ever thought them to yourself? I know I have. Let's be honest. We feel that way sometimes. I want to invite you today to do something that we encourage our clients to do, and that is to stop saying that. Stop saying that you have to get back on track when it comes to health and fitness. And let me explain the reason why. If you feel like you need to get back on track, then often what's happening is you're trying to do something that is too difficult. What we're shooting for is for healthy to be normal, for moving toward healthy to be just the normal course of your lifestyle. And that's what I want for myself as well. So how do I fall off track of that, right? I'm on an entirely different train. There's no way I can fall off of it because I'm just moving in the direction of healthier all the time. That doesn't mean I always make the healthiest decisions, and I don't think that you probably do either. But is it possible that the person that you are this week is healthier than the person you were last week? The person you are this month healthier than the person you were last month. The person you are this year healthier than the person you were last year. Absolutely. We don't want to feel like we have to always be moving in this perfectly straight line, or that we are just going to get locked in on this new diet or this insane workout program. We're just going to always execute it perfectly. It's not going to happen. You're not perfect. Neither am I. So we can't expect that we're going to adhere perfectly to something. But what happens is if we're always thinking, I've got to get back on track, it's the workout program or the healthy eating plan or whatever it is that is the thing that's outside of the norm for us. That's what that language is telling us. If I have to get back on track, that means that I have obviously fallen off track, right? I blew it and I got to get it all back together again. That language can be very tiring. And what often happens is people will try several times to get back on track before they realize that they're just not very good at being on track. And the efforts to get back on track become fewer and fewer and farther between. So what we recommend is eliminating that language. And I should say this, you are going to see that language in some of our posts, websites, things like that. Some of our language, our communication, because that's the language that people use so often. If we use the language that they're using, we can meet them where they're at and help them to start to make a shift. But if we're using totally alien language, it's not gonna resonate with them. They're not gonna click on the buttons. They're not gonna become part of the process. So you will see us occasionally use that in our posts, in our websites, things like that. But between you and me, it doesn't work. It doesn't work when that's the language that we're using constantly in our own head and in our own lives. So here's what we recommend instead. And we talk with clients about this all the time. Instead of saying, I've got to get back on track, say this: I have to get back to normal. Isn't that different? Isn't that interesting? It's just different words. But what it does is it establishes the fact that the healthy choice, the healthy way of doing things, or the healthier way of doing things, is actually the norm. And sometimes we have a day that's abnormal, or a week, or whatever. We make a decision here and there. But the idea is if I have to get back somewhere, I just have to get back to normal. It's the unhealthy decisions, those were abnormal. Those were out of the ordinary. Let me get back to doing the things that I know make me feel best and help me continue to move in the direction of healthier. So I hope that the action step you can take from this quick conversation is just to take a look at the language you use. Start catching yourself when you say, I've got to get back on track. Start changing it to, I've got to get back to normal. And really focus on what normal is going to be for you, what you'd like it to be, so that you can continue to move in a healthier direction. Thanks so much for spending some time with me here. Just a real quick conversation here on this Tuesday episode. Of course, on Thursday, we have a little bit longer episode. Those generally, we have the health expert on with me, or we're digging into something real specific for a little bit longer, a little bit of a deep dive. But these Tuesday episodes, my hope is that they can just be quick. They can be refreshing. They can bring something to your attention that our clients have found to be valuable, something that we find ourselves repeating often, and something that you can just take a quick little action step from so that you can continue to move in a healthier direction. Thanks again for being with me here on the Begin Within Health Show.